Hey loves, it's Belinda Selene and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a one brand makeup tutorial using all e.l.f. products, and there are some products that I absolutely love that I want to share with you guys, and there are some that we're going to try out. One of the products that I have repurchased over and over and over again is their eyeshadow primer, and it is I think like $1 or $2. Honestly, like you can go to the dollar store and pick it up for $1, or you can buy it at Target for $2 I believe. But this thing is amazing. It does a really good job of preparing your eyes for eyeshadow, which is what I'm gonna do here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just blend it in with a finger. I really like this. And then I'm going to be using, let's see, some of these brushes are dirty because I've already used them. So I'm going to use the brush cleaner from e.l.f. I have it on top of my vanity somewhere. You know what? I'm going to be using this because my hair is driving me crazy. Another product that I really like and that I use is the e.l.f. Daily Brush Cleaner, and I have eyeshadow on this brush because I already use it. So all you do is like you spray it directly on there, and then you just grab a tissue paper and then it comes off. So that way you can reuse it again without having to like deep wash your brushes and without having to use like too many brushes. So on my eyes, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. palette. I'm going to begin by applying this color right here. It looks so nice. By the way, I'm using their new brushes, so I'm just going to apply it like to the crease and build it up. Because I'm going to go back with this brush because I feel like it picks it up a lot better than like the other brush did to like blend it in. And I'm going to just go back with that color and intensify it a little bit more over it. I was really excited when I saw this because this is like a little paint pod, and the consistency of this eyeshadow is very buttery, and this is one of those eyeshadows that you have to kind of use your finger for. And this one is in the shade Sorry, I think that's how you pronounce it. Oh yeah, and it's a really pretty shimmery like metallic-y color. Let's move on to the eyeliner next, and I'm going to be using this one from e.l.f., which I've used before. It is a felt tip liner. If you guys are going to pick up an eyeliner from e.l.f., I would recommend this one, which is the felt tip, over this one that they have, because the applicator for this one is a little bit more stiff, and so it's really hard for me personally to draw a wing line. And then also I noticed that it did run throughout the day, so I did have like black in the corner of my eyes. Next, I'm going to be using e.l.f.'s lashes, and these are a little bit more natural, but I'm going to be using my own personal glue because I've used the glue that comes in the kit, and I feel like because it's such a small little bottle, it dries out quickly and it doesn't stick very well. And whenever I put on eyelashes, I like to cut off a little bit on the end just because I have really small eyes. While the glue dries on my lashes, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Charcoal Hydrogel under eye masks, and let's open these babies up because they look pretty cool. They come in this little package right here. Oh, okay. Nice. I like how it feels. Feels very nice. So while we have our masks on, I'm going to be doing my brows, and this is the e.l.f. brow pencil, and I believe this one is like in a dark brown color. It doesn't say it on the package, but it is like a darker brown. And I've had my brows microbladed, by the way, but I like to intensify them when I put on makeup. Naturally, they look good because they don't look as sparse as they used to before I got them microbladed, but now that I have makeup on, I want to like intensify them and like really groom them in. Okay, I'm really impressed by this. I've used this before, but I haven't used it in a while. I found it in my makeup stash, and this does have a wax to it, so your brows stay in place. I'm going to be using some of the e.l.f. concealer, and this is how I'm going to clean them up. And this is also a brush from e.l.f. I have giraffe lashes. If you guys can picture what a giraffe's lashes look like, that is what I have. So I have to curl them prior to being able to put any lashes on ever. I personally love big, full, thick lashes. These are a little bit more natural, so if you're not used to lashes, I would recommend these. But if you love like big, luscious like lashes, then these are not your cup of tea. Alright, now that we have those babies on, let's move on to foundation. And I'm trying this one out. It is the Prep and Hydrate Balm. This clear cooling balm helps hydrate and prep skin for makeup application, enriched with purified water, shea, and vitamin E to help nourish and moisturize. Alright, so I'm going to take off these babies. And it looks like they did a really good job with my eyes. And it says to kind of just like rub in the product. I have combination skin, so I can get really oily and I can get really dry around my mouth and around my nose, and then my forehead can be like a grease pan, which is gross. So I wonder how this is going to do with my skin. I need to put it right here because this is where I'm really dry. It smells good. I feel like all the products smell really good. And I'm definitely gonna have to rub it in. When I have a product on my face and it's thick around here, I get really itchy and it drives me nuts. So I'm really picky when it comes to like facial products or skincare or anything like that, because my skin is really sensitive. I kind of feel it a little heavy here, so maybe I should blend it away from there or down my neck or something. And another product that I'm also trying out is their foundation. I found two different kinds. I couldn't find my exact shade, so I might have to mix a couple of them. But this one right here has a pump on there, and this one is in the shade Sand. And then we have this guy over here, which is in the shade Buff, but I think this one is too light. And I am going to be using this little silicone thing from E.L.F. You guys saw all the hype about it on social media. This looks so weird. Fail. Okay, it's not that bad. You just have to keep blending in, but at first it looked really bad. Even though this sponge is not wet, I feel like it left a little bit of streaks on top. So this foundation is definitely a very light coverage. I thought it was going to be a thicker coverage. I'm pretty sure you can build it up, but as I said before, I don't like a lot of product on my face, so instantly if it's not full coverage, I just leave one layer on and then I'll cover anything else with concealer. I definitely needed a darker shade, which I couldn't find, but I'm gonna go ahead and contour and use a concealer to darken it up a bit. But this isn't dark enough to actually contour, so I'm just gonna try to over here, just to give my face more color. And I'm actually gonna have to do this with a sponge because I couldn't do it with that silicone thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just blend it all in. So I just used the shade Medium to contour a little bit, and now I'm going to use the shade Light to conceal underneath my eyes and to contour my nose a little bit. Okay, I really like the concealer. I'm actually really impressed. I've never used a concealer before underneath the eyes because I was afraid that it was going to crease, but it looks really good. Alright, so now I'm going to be using the Perfect Finish HD powder, and it's pressed. Whenever I use any pressed powder, to be honest, no matter what brand, I feel like it gives me a white cast in pictures, and that does not look cute at all. So I wonder how this one's going to be. It is really fun and it blends in really well. Ooh, okay, I like it. Alright, so next we are going to bronze our face and put on some blush, and this is an OG. You guys, I'm sure, have seen this for many years, and this is always like one of my favorite duos. And I got the one in the shade St. Lucia, but my favorite one was the one that was like a dupe for the NARS eyeshadow in Orgasm and I think Laguna. I think those were the two shades. Okay, so this is their Precise brush, and I'm going to use this to contour, and I'm just gonna dab it in here. Something smells good. What smells good? Oh, it's my spray. This smells so good. In my honest opinion, I think this would be really great for a creamy product. So if it is liquid or creamy or anything like that, it'll blend it really well. But I'm using powder and I feel like it's a little bit too stiff for it, so it's not allowing me to blend it as much as I would because it's very dense. This is the Pointed Powder Brush. Instead of using this color right here, I'm actually going to be using a palette that I purchased a while ago and I love it. This is so pretty. It gives you 4 different colors and it's just such a good palette. I love the packaging that E.L.F has and I like this big mirror. It's just really nice. So I highly recommend for you guys to get this one. And then they also have this palette right here, which is their highlighters, and it gives you 4 different kinds and it's really pretty. Maybe like a blend of this pink one and this right here. I go in back with this bronze right here. I forgot to contour my nose. Now that we have all of our foundation and all that stuff, I'm going to go back with this eyeshadow palette. And where is my handy dandy brush? Here it is. So just add those. Alright, we're almost done. I'm going to be using the E.L.F. Active Mascara. And I'm pretty sure this is waterproof because it's meant to resist sweat. And so on one side it has the mascara and then on the other side it has clear brow gel to make sure that your eyebrows stay in place, and I'm just going to edit because I just want to try it out. The last thing that we need is a lip product and I picked this one up. It is in the matte finish and it is called Praline. Oh my gosh, I forgot the highlights. A brush that I really recommend that I do love is this one from E.L.F. It is this small stipple brush, but it does a really good job of blending things in. And I'm going to be reaching for the holographic, what is this? The highlighting holographic duo, and the one that I have is in the shade Siren's Call. I'm just gonna dab it in. Ooh, okay. Alright, so this is the final look and I want to share with you guys things that I absolutely love that you have to get and things that I would pass on. So first, let's begin with the foundation. I really liked it. I feel like it's lightweight, it's light coverage, and it's something to look a little bit more natural. You can build it up, but I personally just don't like building up foundations. And then I love the concealers. The concealers are really great. Like the consistency, the coverage, really great for concealers. I also absolutely love the Daily Brush Cleaner. It smells amazing. And then let's see, the eyeshadow primer, of course you have to get. Another thing is I also like the brow pencil. It has a wax consistency so it keeps your eyebrows in place. I like the felt tip eyeliner. And I love these brushes. These are my favorite brushes right here. Like some of my everyday brushes that I go to. This is a new one. I've never used this one before and I loved it. And then this is the eyeshadow brush, which is like only like $2. So I love those. And then these new brushes are cool. But honestly, I would stick with these. I feel like these new brushes that they came out with are more expensive. But I feel like they don't do a greater job than the cheaper ones they already had. Like, you guys could just buy these and you don't have to spend the extra cash on these. Another thing that I loved was this lipstick. It's matte, but I don't feel it on my lips. It's not drying at all whatsoever, which I feel like a lot of big brands try to accomplish this goal. Like, they want a matte finish, but they don't want it to be drying on the lips, and this one just that exactly. So I really like this. And then another thing that I was kind of iffy about was this palette right here, because even though I did love the darker shades, the lighter shades just don't stay on my skin. I don't know if it's because it's my skin tone or if they're chalky or whatever it is, but I just didn't notice that they showed up as good as obviously the darker colors, but they're pigmented. I do prefer the other palette, like the other tones, the colors. It's so beautiful. I have to pick that up. This is just like a win every single time. The bronzer and blush duo. I do recommend these palettes. They're so cool. It gives you like 4 different options. It's just like great packaging to travel with and everything like that. I was surprisingly impressed with the pressed powder because I felt like it was just going to give me like chalk face, but it didn't. It looks really nice and I feel like it did a really good job setting underneath my eyes because usually like you could see my pores. And then the thing that I like the least was this eyeliner. I didn't even use it in this tutorial because I used it before testing it out and it ran and I had like panda eyes underneath my eyes. It wasn't dramatically bad, but I did see it underneath my eye and then I constantly had to like just like smear it off. Let me know if you guys want to continue to see these kind of videos where I do a one brand makeup tutorial where I show you guys my favorites and then I test out new ones to see how it all works together, as well as the video that's coming from Physicians Formula. I promised you guys on social media that I will film it for you guys, and I have the majority of the products. I just cannot find like the most important thing, which is the foundation. I've been to so many different stores and I cannot find it. I cannot find my shade, or I can't just find them in general because they're so new. So I will get my hands on those, and as soon as I do, I will film it for you guys. So yeah, that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Muchos besos. Mwah.